Hey everyone, it's Thursday, so here we are again. I love hanging out with you guys on Thursday, and I don't know why that just made a big noise, so I got to turn that down. All right. So while everybody's jumping on, Kaylee's going to pop up the comments for me so I can see all of you. So we got a lot going on here, right? So we're going to take some time today and go through some of the things about the quilt-alongs. You can ask questions. We'll answer them here. Hopefully I'll know all the answers. Maybe I won't, but if not, somebody here will. But it's all about the quilt-alongs lately, isn't it? I just love it. So while we're waiting for Heidi to come back, which I think I just heard the door, or maybe that was Jess leaving, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to go through some announcements. Oh, look at all that. Okay, I think I just need this. I don't need any of that. Okay, all right. I wanted these so I could show you. Oh my God, how many of number 2? Okay, whatever. All right. She had a bunch. All right, so let's do some announcements quickly. You love my dress. It's an old one. It's for a couple years old. I actually, Title IX. Title IX. I like to shop at Title IX. Morning, girls. It's morning by you. It's not morning here. We just had lunch with the Bernina girls over there. They are saying goodbye. We had Bernina Corporate here. They held their annual training event, and it sounds like they might come back next year. That's how much fun they had. So let's talk about what's going on here at Primitive Gatherings while you're all jumping on so you don't miss the really good stuff. This stuff, we talk about this stuff all the time. All right, September 5th is our next sit and sew. So I'll wait for Kaylee to pop that up there for you. If she's going to do that or not, I don't know. She's got so many announcements there. It looks like this. Sit and sew. Sit and stitch, sorry. Sit and stitch. All right, there we go. There's so many of them. See, September 5th, right after Labor Day. Is that a Monday or Tuesday or something like that? What? Tuesday. I'm probably going to be there with you, sewing. All right. Actually, it's right before our Madison show, which I'll be talking about in a minute. Wool Club, September 6th. So that is a Wednesday. So come join Jessica for that. She heads up the Wool Club.
I do, but not this week.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be on her way to Madison. So what's going on with that? Some of the girls there or what?
The girls there.
All right. We have a substitute teacher that day. So you can be naughty. All right. Then we have rug hooking, September 10th. I'm planning an anchor rug. I'm waiting for Katie Puckett to come. So I have my linen. She's going to help me plan a big anchor. Like, I think my linen is like 55 by 84. So I'm going to do a rug for my home with a big anchor. And then for Bernina Social, that is September 11th. So that's right after Madison. So those of you who are all excited about your Berninas can come and pick them up or do whatever you need to do. Also, September 11th is the Featherweight Club. So we run Bernina and the Featherweight Club at the same time. How genius is that? The old babies and the new babies. And then we have Cross Stitch, September 12th. We have a full week in September. That first part. And now to the big event. So Doug Lico is here September 14th through the 17th. He's got a nice class going on there. It's going to be super fun. I talked a little bit about him last week. So, like I said, he's just one of us. Don't worry that he's a dude. He knows more than us, some of us, okay? I don't know if he knows more than me yet, but he thinks he does. All right. And then I talked about Katie Puckett. She is going to be here for a Monday through Friday retreat, the 18th through the 22nd. So come and make whatever you want. There is going to be a project there as well. Some of the ladies last year wanted to learn 3D. So she has made a pumpkin for that. And then October 7th, wow, October already, isn't that crazy? We have Learn to Punch Needle with Miss Kathy Decker. She's an amazing teacher. And then also Kathy and Gloria are going to be doing a Let's Get Finished class. And that's all about finishing your cross stitch or your wool pieces too. You could use anything, but sometimes finishing is difficult. You sit there with your piece all cross-stitched and done, but you really don't know what to do with it. Sometimes you maybe not like the way that it was finished, or you just want to frame anymore. There's other alternatives to framing, and because framing can be expensive. And then last but not least, I didn't talk about pumpkin because we're full. So all things pumpkin is full. I'm having a super fun time planning some projects for that and some goodies for you all that are going to join me. But in December, we have some room in December 4th through the 10th or the 11th through the 17th. We have a nice number of students in each one, but we could always take a couple more. And that is a full 2 weeks with me. I'm going to be like having to run away after that. No, it's so fun being on retreat and hanging out with everybody. All right, so those are our announcements. I want to remind everybody about the Madison show, the 7th through the 9th. Did I get that right? 7th through the 9th, we are going to be in Madison, Wisconsin at the Alliant Energy Center. Our Bernina classroom is full with the long arm class. So if you thought about doing that, it is full, but maybe you could put your name on a cancellation, or you can always come and visit us. In the booth, we have a great big, huge Primitive Gatherings booth that you've seen maybe on YouTube while Jessica was going through that a couple times ago. And they're going to get ready to take it down. Did they start yet?
It's all down.
It's all down already. Wow. It just goes up. It takes forever to go up and takes 5 minutes to come down. That's about how it always goes too. So we're super excited about that. And then I want to throw this date out for you to remember. So November 16th, 17th, and 18th is our Primitive Christmas event. Now that's here in store. So we do all kinds of fun make and takes that weekend. And we do if you purchase X amount of dollars, I think it's 40, then you get all of our free patterns and a pincushion kit. So it's always our biggest event of the year. So mark your calendars down for that. We do we have any stay before that, or is that full too now?
That is full too, but we do this online as well.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to get to that next. All right, so that's in store here. But also, you can participate in Primitive Christmas online as well. We make that easily for you to do. And you get to shop on Sunday. The store this year, we decided, because we work so hard and it's so much work, and the event is, go, 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 that we are not going to be open here on Sunday. So mark your calendar. If you're a Sunday visitor to Primitive Gatherings, we will not be open here in the store the 19th, but you still can shop the Primitive Christmas event. It does not end until midnight on Sunday. Okay? I think I got it right. All those little details. Okay, so what's everybody up to? Are you ready to talk about some other things, or should I just gab a little bit here? We might have a little special guest join us early. So after this, we're going to do comments sold. And it was supposed to be Nick's Deals and Steals. And I know you guys were looking forward to that. I know it. So was I, right? But Nick is sick. He cannot talk. He's been sick for I don't know how many days already. And you know how guys are. They won't call the doctor. They just make us all suffer. They just make us suffer. So hopefully I will call the doctor tomorrow if he's not any better by tomorrow and make an appointment for him. But I always tell him, I'm not your mother. Do that stuff yourself. So, but he is in no shape to talk and tell his stories. I know, but we'll have him do it again. I promise. Okay. Because he'll be fun. I know it. He'll do a great job. So I have a special guest that I asked to come in. She might stand me up. She has a record of doing that. So that's all I'm going to say. All right. So I had a family wedding last weekend. Kaylee was there, and Tina, the wool dyer. Remember Tina? It was her son's wedding. Tyler and Megan got married, and it was a beautiful wedding, and it was so much fun. And I made them a pillow. But you think I shot a picture of it? No, I did not. But this is what I made them. One pillow, and then I gave them a quilt, and then I gave them some money for their honeymoon. So I think I took care of them pretty good, because I'm the fairy godmother, one of the fairy godmothers. Yes, when you have two godmothers, I'm the fairy one. She can be the real Terry could be the real godmother. I'm the fairy godmother. But anyway, I didn't get to go to the wedding shower because I was at Bernina University, so I had to make up for it. I mean, I did send a little gift. I actually got it for Tyler. I got him this really cool wood cutting board because he's a grill master. He likes to grill that pork butt or whatever it is, or what do you call it? Roasted or... I know. I'm asking the vegetarian. Smoking. He does smoking. So I bought him a really cool cutting board for that. So hopefully he liked that. But so yeah, we had fun at the wedding. I did post a little bit of it and it was fun, but super fun. All right. So let's get on to some exciting news. So we here at Primitive Gatherings are going to be visited by someone special, and something special is going to happen, and I can't tell you anything more than that. That's it. They're coming here though, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing, and everyone around the world will know about Primitive Gatherings. All I'm saying. And then someday when you see it or I talk about it, you're going to go, oh yeah, that's what she was talking about. Is that my sidekick? Oh, you all wondering what it was?
Yeah, she's wondering what it was. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Let me see if you guessed right. Yep. So that's going to be awesome for us, but can't tell you yet. Am I mean again? I know, right? I know. All right. So let's talk about Twilight Stars first. So it's all about quilt-alongs today. All right. And I'm going to show you, talk a little bit about some of them, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how many things you got going at one time. All right, because I'm right there with you. Okay, I'm right there with you on that. All right, so I just, oh yes, there are lessons. If you go on YouTube, I think, Kaylee, did you release number 2?
Yes.
All right, so block 2 instructions for Twilight, or not Twilight, Joyful, they're coming, okay? So Twilight Stars first. All right, so Twilight Stars. We are on week 12 right now. We're going to release 12 tomorrow, Heidi?
Yeah,
12? All right. So I hope that you are having fun with it. I kind of messed up Heidi's organization of all my blocks because she had them all pinned together each week. And then so I messed them all up on her and put them up on my board. But aren't they beautiful? Once you get a nice amount of them. So there's 22 total right now. So I love seeing them in your posts on our Stitch with Lisa Bongean Facebook group. Super cool. And Heidi is always picking good winners. And I'm going to announce the winner of week 11 is Sharon Sue. You are the winner of this week's Twilight Stars. So Heidi has a package here for you and some caramels. Did you give her the salted ones or then? Oh, she even gave you the salted ones. I eat one of them every day I'm here. or maybe two. I take one from my cup up here, and then when I go through the shop, I might take another one. Because they have the fresh ones in the shop.
They do. They're almost a little, they're like so fresh.
Yeah, they're almost too fresh. So Sharon, you are the winner. Congratulations. And you are also going to win a chance to get your quilt quilted. So thanks for keeping up. And I'm keeping up. Heidi said, chop, chop, I need some more blocks. So last night I did 4 of them for her. All right, so then if we pan over here, I don't know if you want to go over there. So there are our next blocks. So we did Joyful Gatherings. I did a tutorial on block 1. Block 2 is already loaded on YouTube. We taped it because I don't know why. Sometimes it's just easier. So we taped 2 and 3 today, or not today, but Kaylee's getting them up today. And 3 we'll post a little bit later before Kaylee goes home, I think. But those are there. And then when are the patterns? The patterns, are they up yet? Yeah. So pattern 2 and pattern 3 will be loaded when?
Tomorrow? Or today? Oh, they're up there already.
They're up.
Yeah.
They're up. Okay.
I'm like, what?
See? We're doing good. Videos will be there so you can see how I did the blocks. And just a little FYI, when I'm doing the blocks like in the moment, you know, like Terry and I were talking about which way to press seams, and which way to press seams is kind of like individual. You can do it however you want. And sometimes I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to be really good. I'm going to press all my seams open. And then I don't. So it's okay. Whatever way you want to press your seams, press them open. So if we don't put which way to press in the directions, you just choose. Okay. But open is always an option. Or if it's too like an outer square, I'll do that. And you'll see that in the video when I did blocks 2 and 3. When it has that center, you know, the top and bottom go that way and the center goes in. And that's nothing wrong with doing that as well. So those are up there. We did have a little bit of confusion. Our website, I think we finally got all the kinks worked out on how to access everything each time we post. So for a while there, we thought, okay, you got to go to lisabongean.com. All right. And lisabongean.com, I don't know if you know that, but that's a landing page. It's a spot where you can go anywhere. So when you go to that page, it'll say, do you want to go to the store? Do you want to go to the quilt-alongs? Do you want to go to pattern corrections? What do you want? Where do you want to go? So it's kind of like a spot where all things primitive gatherings and everything else is there too. And our event calendar went up, right? So that's up. I don't know. We're working on putting in our events where there'll be a live link and then you'll be able to sign up for those events that way too as well. I don't think that's quite there. The calendar is there, so you'll be able to at least see what's going on, but the links are not there yet because we're still testing that to see if we can use that as an option. And then also we are this close for subscriptions. Yes, they came down by me and they're all like smiling. And I'm like, what? They're like, we think we're ready. I'm like, okay, all right. So they're testing right now. They're testing putting in the, what is that other thing we're doing? Black Star Flower Farm.
All the things.
I know, right? I know. All right, so let's take a minute here. And you guys got any questions? You know, ask questions. These guys will catch them for me. But Kaylee, now, because we have so many things going on, we have Black Star, we have Twilight, we have Joyful, and September 6th is the start of Moda Blockheads. But before I talk about Moda Blockheads, I want Kaylee to put up a couple pictures. And I'm going to talk about the pictures she puts up. All right, so I think that to be successful and to be able to not miss out on anything, you have to be prepared. And you have to be ready to go any chance you get 15 minutes to stitch. So here is a picture of 2 blocks that I have prepped and ready to go for Twilight Stars. So if I wake up early tomorrow, I can quick pound out these 2 blocks if I want to. And then go on to another one, Kaylee. So then here is another project this project right here is for all things pumpkin. So I'm doing some half square triangles for that. So do you see how I got everything trimmed and I'm down to that last cut? So I have it just all right there, just ready for me to finish trimming those. So then I have another spot. So here's another project that if I'm going to sit down or watch some television, I can start working and tracing and doing some work on this project. And then here's another one. This might be a really good peek of all things pumpkin. So that just needs a little bit more embellishing, and I need to stitch one stem that I forgot, and then it's ready to be framed. But you see how it's in its bin, it's got its scissors, it's got its needle in one of those pumpkins, and then my threads right there ready to go. And then one more. So then on my other machine, I am piecing a pillow. So this is, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips. I have 16 total. So I have, what is that? 11 more to go of those strips of half square triangles. This is using cross weaves from Moda. And that's going to be kind of like a bed pillow, not about 40 inches long. It's going to be like 16 by 40 using those beautiful cross weaves. So that's how I'm ready to go. So see, my stacks are ready to sew at any minute. So I have 5 options ready to go. Does that make sense? Right? So always prepare yourself to just sit down and sew. So but when I shut her down at night, I make sure that for some reason, if I'm not sleeping very good and I want to get up early, I got something I can go to. Now, when I wake up in the morning at 4 or 5 o'clock, sometimes I'm not going to get up and cut half square triangles. Do you see what I mean? So I'm not going to try to cut those little lines, but I could probably sew triangles, or I could probably go and stem stitch on my pumpkins, right? Oh, I'm tired of just listening to you. Tired of listening to me, or you're tired? Oh, but when you love what you do, it's not tiring, it's invigorating, right? Love the Christmas box. Yes, I thought the Christmas box was awesome. So if you didn't get a Christmas box, you might want to grab them before they are gone. You make me feel good as you have several projects going all at once. Brought the bins you suggested to have, one for each project. Great information on being prepared, right? So you've seen those little, I have them all over the place. See, I got a couple of them here I'm going to talk about. All right, so before I talk about Blockheads 5, I have a confession. This might be the first time I didn't finish Blockheads 4. There's all my blocks. There they are. And all of a sudden I realized, like, oh my God, Blockheads 5 is starting and I didn't put together 4 yet. So here they all are, ready to go. Perfectly beautiful blocks. So I will set up another. I'll get all the cutting done for my finishing so I can put this together. This will probably be like on a weekend, I'll have to do this. How many of you have this going on where you have everything done, but you just didn't quite finish it or put it together yet? Guess what? It's okay. All right. They don't spoil, not like lettuce. All right. We got to throw the lettuce out every week. You get tired of me saying that? So that is my confession. I didn't finish Blockhead 4 yet. But there's been a little chitter chatter about, Lisa, what are you going to do for Blockheads? What are you going to do? I love what you always do. So I thank you very much. I love that you love what I'm going to do. But I'm going to show you in a second what I'm going to do. But I also have one more other little thing that I remembered I didn't finish yet. Look at these babies. Little baby rebels. I saw somebody post their little mini quilt and they use the same layout I did as the big one. I might do that too. It's just such a good one. So I have this too. And if any of you are local and want to be the caretaker of Lisa Bongean's scraps, I'm just going to throw that out there. That might be a real position. I will pay you in fabric. I just like corralled like, I don't know, like 9 bins of scraps left over from projects dating back to what's the Yuletide Christmas one I found in my room. And I need to organize my scraps. I wish I could just give them away, but I can't. I might share them, but I can't give them away. Because I would love to just go in there in the scraps and be like, oh, here's like a bunch of things I could cut 5-inch squares out of. And I could just go through there and do that. So I'm serious. If anybody wants to take care of my scraps, not you. You got too many other things to do. But there might be somebody who's willing to play in my scraps. Oh my gosh, look at that. Thank you, Beth. That's awesome. All right. I appreciate that. Kaylee just told me she wants a new camera. Oh, okay. Look what I got. I got my binder. Anybody go on the Blockheads group? There is some information on there on what you need to start. All right, there's these 2 information sheets here. I know you can't read them, so I'll tell you what's on them. It's when is it going to start? The 6th of September. And okay, here's the deal. They're going to do 2 parts. They're going to do a short series, September through November, and then the longer series, January through July. I'm only making one quilt. Okay. I'm going to show you the fabrics I'm going to use, and I'm making one quilt. And I'm probably not going to set mine the way some of the options are here. I'm going to do something different because that's just kind of how I roll sometimes. Sometimes, like last year's, I love the setting. So I'm going to do that with my orange. But this one, I'm going to do something else. And I'll show you what I'm going to work with in fabric in a minute when I get through these. The blocks will be released on Wednesday. So now you're going to have Moda blockheads on Wednesdays. You're going to have Joyful on Thursday. And on Friday is Twilight. Did I get it right? I got the thumbs up. All right. So that's when and you don't have to go to our blogs each week. You can go right to the Moda headquarters or the Moda blog there, and you can download there, or you can go to the designers, and maybe the designers will have something fun there for you, or a giveaway or something like that. So you can hang out with them and enjoy their block or anything they have for you. Okay. So also there's a Facebook group called Moda Blockheads. And then it says each Wednesday morning, visit Moda Inspiration plus Resources blog for a post dedicated to that week's blog. So it'll be there. They'll do something on Moda, and we will, as designers, most of us will probably do something there. And then it says, how many blocks are there? What are the block sizes? There will be 9 blocks in the first group, plus a bonus block. 2 sizes will be offered, 6 inches or 12. And then it says Moda is providing the options for setting. And the first group is a lap quilt, a pillow, or a bunting. So those are what you can make out of those first 9 blocks. But I'm going to just take those 9 blocks and I'm going to put them in one big quilt. But you can do whatever you want. That's why quilting is so much fun. How much fabric will I need? Oh, the $1 million question. A lot. No. So it says, because this is a sampler quilt and cutting isn't the most efficient, these yardages are just estimates. The actual fabric needed may vary depending on how scrappy or what you want your quilt to look like, or whether you want to pre-wash or starch your fabrics. So background for the lap quilt, they say 1 3/4 yards. Prints for blocks, 11 to 12 fat quarters for a scrappier look, or roughly 2 yards total of assorted prints. And then outer border fabric, 5/8, binding fabric, 1/4, and backing fabric, 3 yards. I hope I'm be able to tell you this. I think I can. I think I got this off the Facebook group. And then the pillow and the bunting, there's sizes there for that as well. So if you're one of them that have to know exactly everything before you start, that information will always be on the Blockheads Facebook group for you. Look under the files. You don't have to look through the posts. Just right under the pictures, there's usually this group of words, and eventually it'll say files, and that's where I always go to find whatever anybody has put out. Okay, did we get another one while I was yammering, as Darcy calls it? Thank you. Oh, awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Matt, or Matt's wife, or whoever that is. Sometimes, we have, I think it is a Matt. Awesome. We appreciate that. All right. So here is my Moda Blockheads fabric. So what's a good spot right there? Or maybe if you can go down here. So I have it for you in a couple different ways. These are Bella Solids. I have been working in fall. I have been working in Christmas. I don't want to work in this. I want to do something different. So we have picked out 2 different collections of Bella Solids. And one of them is called Sunrise, or Sun Up, and Sundown. All right. So this one, I am picking Sundown, which is muted. And Kaylee's showing you Sunrise. So that one is brighter and more vibrant. So it's a combination of darks and lights. So you can use multiple backgrounds if you wish. And then she's showing you Sundown, which is very muted. And if your screen is like mine, you can't really tell the variety, but there is like navies and periwinkles and light blues. If you can kind of maybe I can spread them out a little bit here.
Can I put these side by side?
Yeah, so there's the bright one and there's the muted one together. So you see how one has just a little bit stronger color, and the screen doesn't do it justice. I'm just telling you that right now. When you get these in your house, they are going to look much different. So the one on my left is the muted. The one on the right is the more vibrant. Okay? And we are going to give you the name of every fabric in this bundle. There's 25 in each bundle. And guess what? You can order fat quarters, half yards, or 1 yards. We have everything for you. And I did have it written down somewhere. Oh, I put it on my phone. So I knew where it was and I didn't have to look for it. So I have those prices for you. And they are, if you want the fat quarter tower is only $54 for 25 fat quarters, $108 for the half yards, and $216 for the 1 yards. We're giving you one free because Jess counted wrong. Right, Jess? It just happens all the time. So we're only charging you for 24. What do we got now? What do we got? Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. Montana Kathy. Thank you. Let's get a new camera. Okay, Kaylee, what do we want a new camera for? What's the new camera for?
It would be our overhead for the
new overhead for tutorials. That's what she wants. Okay, that's what we're getting. So I can't wait to start using these for the Moda Blockhead blocks. So if you want to make big blocks, maybe you want the half yards. If you're going to do 6-inch blocks, maybe you only need the fat quarters. I'm probably going to use a light for the sashing and borders and stuff like that as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's a lot of taupey whites in here. So when you look at this range of the creams or the lights, there's like a purpley one, a taupey one. And I don't think it matters. I think it's going to be fun. I'll make everything cohesive with the settings that I do. But that is going to be my fabrics for the Moda Blockheads. Okay. All right. So, do we have some questions while I take a drink of my water here?
I want to know what bunting is.
Bunting, I think, is like a little string of flags. That'd be my guess. Or maybe it's like this. I don't know. I didn't get the memo. I just read it right now.
Do you cut an entire project out before assembly? I guess that would be like if
You mean when I'm prepping to do something?
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah, I do.
You'll need to rephrase that. They can't
Oh,
hear her.
the question was, do I cut a whole project out before I begin? Yes. Unless it's like Moda Blockheads where we're doing one by one. So that's why in the instructions, which reminds me, in the instructions, I like to give you mass cutting ideas. All right, so I know, I want to show you this. On our blog, we did a blog post about this too, right? Or is it in the Quilt-Along about
the correction.
about the correction?
It was in both.
Okay, so it's in both spots. And Heidi wanted me to point out that we think there were 2 emails from the blog sent out that didn't get sent out as emails. So we had 2 blog posts that didn't go to email, your email. So you might want to go to the blog and see about some of those posts. So can you come in really, really close? All right, so when you see up here, this is, no. Yeah. So this is cutting for green right here. And this one was right. It said 2 by 4. Well, when we did the block cutting for 2 at a time, we put a half in there. So it said 2 by 4.5. So you need to change this to 4, not 4.5. Okay. I put it on the Facebook group too, as soon as I was told that that was on there. So ask me how that happens. Can anybody tell me how that happens? How does that happen? Yes. I said just one time. Can it just be right just once? But that was the only thing wrong with that one. Okay. And we don't know how it happened, but it's a cut and paste thing, I would probably guess is how that happens. All right. But I would have just went whoop, and then added the double. But that's not how it works. All right. So did anybody print out 2 and 3 yet? So answer that for me if you have printed out blocks 2 and 3. Is there going to be a quilt along for Lakeside Gathering? Probably something. I just need a little break. Okay, we just need to get a little bit through probably this one. This one's only like 3 months. So when we get through that one, then we'll probably start something for Lakeside. Depends on how much fabric is left too, though. But there's a lot of great patterns. I thought about taking Winter Remembered and because it was like one of my first books that I ever did. And I thought about just taking that and doing a 2023 version of it, 23 years later. I think I did that. So this was it's a winter, but look at how tan it is, right? So what if I took this and updated it, made it in the blues and the creams and the taupes, maybe did a better snowman, maybe just redid them. I think it would be fun because there's some fun projects in here. This book is long out of print and it had some other little things in it as well.
I was actually gonna have that in comments today, but I didn't.
Oh, how were you going to put this on? Did you find some?
Yeah.
Oh. So I think we might do something on this kind of scale for Lakeside. So it's not like I wasn't thinking of it, but I am. All right. Any other questions?
Are you going to be doing a Letters for Santa Quilt-Along?
So we are gonna start posting a little bit more about Letters for Santa. I am still doing it from last year.
The information page was just
Yep.
updated.
Okay, so if you go to our quilt-alongs, when you go to that lisabongean.com, then you go to quilt-alongs, there is some information on Letters for Santa there. And if you're just looking for buddies to sew along, maybe we do a little group on that, or we start posting in the stitch group and say, okay, I'm going to try to get 2 words done a week or whatever that looks like. I will join you with that because I want mine done for this Christmas. So if you're one of those, please go in the group and we will start doing that, or I'll put that on my list to add that to one of my spots to start making some words. All right. Okay. And the question was about Letters for Santa's quilt-along. I forget that you might not be able to hear because I have a mic on instead of the master, whatever that stand is. Okay. Nothing?
Well, they asked what kind of design board you use, and I just said it was.
Oh, this right here is a piece of insulation, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches or 2 inches that you cover with fleece or batting, or this is actually a piece of wool, a black piece of wool. And what's nice is you can drag it anywhere you need it. So it was over there in the other part. So I dragged it over here to be my little pin board behind us. And we have these in the gathering. So when you come and stay there, you can put your quilt blocks up on the boards and you can put 2 of them together, or you can lay them on the floor and do it that way. However you want to do it, it's easy to access that way. I don't want to give up one of my walls for a design wall. I want a quilt there. I don't want to pull down my mini quilt wall just so I can have a design wall. I even have those ones that you pull down, but I don't really use them that much. So
If someone doesn't have a printer, looking for these,
okay,
how can they deal with that?
All right, so here's the deal for Joyful Gatherings. Let's say you don't have a printer and you want these printed. You don't have, you only have a phone, you don't have an iPad or a computer. and you would love this, we do have a spot on our website where you can purchase this. I believe it's for $8 printed. All right. We will print this and send it to you. Whatever, $3.99 shipping, or you could put it with something else. So you can combine shipping, but we can print this for you if you do not have a printer for you, okay? And just a reminder that each week that we release, the blocks are free for 1 week until the next one's post. So we're not going to take down one yet because we want to make sure we're going to give you 2 weeks to do one, because you're going to tell all your friends about this cool quilt-along, right? You're going to tell everybody so they can go and they can get 1, 2, and 3. And then once 4 comes out, 1, 2, and 3 go away. On our website for a purchase of $3 each. All right, so save yourself some money. Remember to print and get those, or download it. You don't even have to print it. You could download it into your iPad or onto your computer and look at it that way. If you do, however, want them printed, we will print them for you for $8. $10? I think that's wrong. Okay. If it's $10, can we include that in shipping? No?
If we do that, it has to be the only thing that's in their cart, because what happens is it applies it to everything that they put in.
Okay. So the reason why we can't do that, I thought it was, why would we charge $10 for a printed pattern? All right. We'll work on it. All right. Okay. Link for this chart. LisaBongean.com, quilt-alongs. Then look for Joyful Gatherings.
In the description.
It's in the description too of this video when you're done.
Website.
Or go on the website and type in Joyful Gatherings Block 1 or Block 2 or Block 3. All right. If I order online, can I arrange to pick it up rather than having it shipped? Sure. Put in the comment section.
Nope.
No?
Nope. They actually, when they go to check, so when you go to checkout, if you want it to be pickup, there is a button for you to choose.
On our
pick up in
website
store.
too? Okay, yes, we have a button that says you can pick it up in the store, and that's for comments sold or our website. And we do have a little video for you today, or we're going to show you about comment sold again when we start comment sold, on how to get on comment sold if you do not know. I finally got a printer for my studio. It's so nice to have my own printer. I know, and hopefully you got one that don't suck all the ink and cost you a whole lot of money, because ink is expensive. I have this little photo printer that I use for my journal. I'm going to show you guys that someday. It prints little 2x3 pictures, so I can kind of like log what am I all doing, what I'm working on, that kind of thing. And I have no idea how it prints because there's no ink in it, no cartridges, none of that stuff. So I don't know how it's like magic. All right. All right. So everybody's agreeing. Everybody's doing good. So how many of you are, tell me in the comment section, because we got to pick some winners for today, because we didn't pick winners last week. All right. We totally spaced it. Heidi had them all picked and I just said goodbye. But tell us, which one of these are you doing? Are you going to do blockheads? How many projects do you think you have that you're currently working on? All right. So it's okay to have more than one. It actually is enjoyable to switch between them. So I always have a couple hand and a couple quilts going on. What's really nice for me is I have all those blocks done already. I only have to make another set for the videos. But remember, I cut out 2 at the same time, so I'm not going backwards on that one. And then this one is just super fun, just to sit down for 15 minutes and make a block. I did sew all my half square triangle papers and have those ready. They're not cut apart, so when I sit down, I have to cut my triangles, peel my paper off, do that, and I set them up on the board for when I'm ready to go. What are you guys laughing at?
Pat has 25 baskets of projects.
Yay, Pat! Good job. Good job. I think you're a fairly new quilter too, Pat, right? Or not? I can't remember.
She's gonna be here soon, isn't she, Heidi? Yeah, she's coming for pumpkin.
Pumpkin, Pat, I'll see you at All Things Pumpkin. I have some really fun goodies for you. Okay. All right. Oh my God. What does that say? About 5.
You know it's coming in hot and heavy. It's like,
All right. Are we doing good? Any other questions for me today, or should we get right to comments sold? All right. Got some winners for me? Do you have any more questions?
no.
No? Are you all sewing while you're talking, while you're watching this? So you can't type? I have not seen these names before, so they're all new ones. All right. Today's winners are Annie Bardus, Audrey Vorkeeper, and Joy Melman. You are the winners today. So email Heidi there at the email on your screen, and she will get you a fun package. Okay, everyone. It is time for Comment Sold. We'll see you in about 10-15 minutes. And some of this stuff here will be on Comment Sold as well. So you don't have to go over to the website. We're going to do Comment Sold with that. Okay? See you, everyone.